Space Coconut.
Good morning. Alright, so we're just going to take a quick peek at the patch notes. We're really not going to talk about a lot of it, but we're going to focus on the juicy bits. So, Deep Wound timer will no longer go down when sprinting or mending. Deep Wound is no longer connected with the killer's terror radius now. Let me see. I want to see, did they... So how long is the Deep Wound timer? Because it goes... Oh, mend times for Deep Wound reduced, so it's faster to mend. It's faster to mend, but it doesn't really matter because if you're sprinting or mending, the timer doesn't go down. It just doesn't make any sense. So I don't play Legion that much. I don't main him, and I don't make an effort to figure out his playstyle. But I think the only way, I think people have already stated this, the only way to really utilize his power is to just keep people wounded. But unfortunately, what this does is his power doesn't do anything. His power is, well, I guess we need to see what the changes mean, the mend times and stuff. I should just do a Legion study. That's what I should do. Anyway, patch notes. Deep Wound sucks. Even worse. Although the perk interaction with, what is it? The new one starts with an E. I don't know. Nemesis. Yeah, that totally starts with an E. I mean, that's not broken. A Beast of Prey isn't broken, so that's fine. But Legion's power is just it's just awful. So anyway, that's how they fixed it. That's how they ended up fixing it. I don't think anybody saw them fixing Deep Wound again. Well, I use fixing in finger quotes, but anyway, moving on. Mending is faster. Attacking a Feral Frenzy isn't a basic attack, so, it's a power use now, which doesn't really make sense, but the Feral Frenzy's speed is increased by 0.2 meters per second. We'll see how that feels. The vault duration is down by 0.2 seconds. The pallet vault duration is down. The pallet vault duration is down a lot, and this vault at 0.9 seconds is probably going to feel really fast. It's probably going to feel really nice. Increase the duration by 2.2 seconds. It doesn't seem like it matters any. Decreased the frenzy duration by 0.1 seconds. Increased duration by 0.1 second. It doesn't even make sense. I think they just adjusted those to play with the because of the new speed. So it's just a fraction of a second better. But I guess the overall meaning of this has nothing to do with gameplay per se, but just how he feels to play. Because he really did feel sluggish going over the things, and he was supposed to be a fast killer, but he didn't feel like it. The pins, I like these changes the most. That his attack applies the status effect. It's really the only thing that his frenzy does. The best one right now is probably broken. Mangled is a replacement for Sloppy Butcher and all of that stuff, because I don't think that it applies, means perks with a basic attack no longer trigger. Yeah, so if you want to do like an anti-healing thing, then Mangled here with the button is probably the way to go. But unfortunately, you'd have to stack it like the Trapper's Rusty Jaws to cover your bases with regular M1 hits and the attacks with the power. But I think the pins are the best changes. The vault is the best speed change. Everything else looks like it feels pretty minimal. Filthy Blade add-on. Lowered the mend time. I guess it reduces the mend time by 1 more second than it did before, I guess. Spirit changes. Removed collision, speed curve, vaulting, prayer beads, katana wakizashi, yakiyoke. The one that I'm concerned about the most, the two, is the activation charge speed add-ons. They were reduced. I liked stacking them with a reduction of 80%. Now it only goes down to 50, which means using both add-ons will give you the same as using the old green add-on, which is unfortunate. that's really low, and I'm not sure how necessary that was. But at the same time, if I'm not sure how big of an impact this is going to make. Although 20 and 30% seems really minimal. Maybe their quality should be reduced in addition. I'm going to try this out and see because I want to see how fast this is. Because I liked Assault Spirit. I liked using her that way. Balanced Landing, Kindred, No One Left Behind. Let's see. Kill Related. Fixed an issue that caused the Hag's Phantasm traps not to have collision when using the Scar Tag add-on. Perk issues. Fixes and changes from the PTB. The deboon timer won't go down in the chase while they're sprinting or mending. Added a small buffer. Okay, so they were making a lot of blood orbs when they were teabagging, so now there's a buffer and they can only make one per second, maximum of one per second. He's going to get blood orbs when pulling them out of a locker, which is nice. Orbs when hooking a survivor, decrease the number of orbs when they vault. Passive power-up. He only reaches it up to a certain threshold, 98% before filling. From this point, Oni needs to absorb at least one blood orb to completely fill the power gauge. So one blood orb is at least 2%, so you would need 50 blood orbs to fill your gauge. So 2% per orb, about. Maybe a little bit more because it says at least one, so. Picking up a survivor will cancel Blood Fury, however it will not reduce your remaining power gauge. Downing him will not cancel Blood Fury, but will remove a small portion of the power gauge. So instead of reducing the power gauge when you pick him up, they did it when you down, so you can't snowball with him as well. Which also means the planned unbreakable meta is broken also. Let's see, ending a dash now incurs a 1 second cooldown, increased from 5 seconds. So that was expected. Now also, in regards to Demon Dash, at the end of the Demon Dash, he can immediately start running. The stun that he has, the little slowdown that he has there, is negligible. It's not that big of a deal, which is why I think they're going to increase that stun. I think that is a possible nerf that they're going to do. But I mean, seriously, a 1 second cooldown from the dash compared to Legion's 4, it's not a big deal. 0.5 seconds, I don't think that's very big. Increases the interaction timer of the perk. So they nerfed, I think by any means necessary, this is the palette one, I think, increased it to 4 seconds up from 3 seconds, so it takes them longer to reset the palette, so it's more dangerous for them to do it during a chase. Decrease the cooldown, so it still has its max. It still has its max of 2 minutes, so that's really the only number we care about here. Decrease the aura reveal from 4 seconds down to 3 with the Ranjiro's Bloody Glove. Modified the turn rate of the Demon Strike to reduce last-minute sharp turns, causing the attack to affect a wider arc than intended. This is the flick. This is that 180 thing that I forget who showed it. Maybe it was Tofu. I don't know. But where you could swing one way and then completely rotate 180 degrees and hit them behind you. So yeah, we'll see how wide that is actually. Destroying the pallet with the Demon Strike now plays the properly timed animation, lasting 2 seconds in total. Now the question is, how long did it last time? You know, what's the difference? But I guess we'll feel how much different it feels. The rest of the things are just bug fixes. None of them really matter per se. So those are the patch notes. Let me know what you think about this quick and dirty rundown of it. I just finished downloading it and I want to play, so I'm going to stop. And yeah, let me know what you think about this quick and dirty patch note rundown. And you know, it might be good enough for now. I think we're definitely going to have to test and play with the Legion to see how he feels. So that'll come up. Also, the Perk Study series was the winner of the our what you guys want me to make next. So this is coming out because it's patch notes, because it's, you know, the new killer, blah 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 blah. But we're gonna start with the Oni's 3 perks. We're gonna do those as a perk study. It looks like none of them changed, so they're all still kind of bleh. I'm gonna go ahead and do those, and But yeah, in the comments of this video, let me know which perks you want to see in the perk list. I do have a few matches as Hag that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do some like feedback, like how my brain is working during these matches, because there are some situations that come up that are very well. You'll see. Yeah, dealing with flashlights, dealing with Survive with Friends group, or just survivors setting off your traps constantly, and it's a pretty hectic scenario. So I think I'll post those as Hag lessons in the future. So, but in the meantime, let me know after the Oni's perks which perks you'd like me to run through, and like before, the comment with the most liked suggestion is going to be made. So if you have a suggestion of a perk and you see somebody else has already made the suggestion, like their suggestion, and then we'll go forward from there. So I'm gonna play some Oni, gonna play some Legion, gonna play some Spirit, gonna test some things out, and yeah, I will see you guys later. Yeah, I'm gonna go play. In the meantime, I'll see you in the fog.